11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bikes for the first superbike race of the New Zealand Championships, and pole position, Hayden Fitzgerald. Nick Cole will be hungry. He won everything at Whanganui this year. In fact, won everything for a couple of years. We're ready for the start. Lights have gone out, and there we go. And it's flying off the line by Dennis Charlotte on the underground brown Suzuki GSX-R1000. Man, that was a whole shot coming off the staggered grids here at Ruapuna for the first race of the season of the superbikes.
And Dennis has actually got himself a little bit of a break there. He's pulling along, and it looks like he's pulling Hayden Fitzgerald with him, and they've got maybe 4 bike lengths.
You know, that in second place will be James Smith on number 77 on the white Honda.
So it is.
I'm thinking about that. And in third place, it looks to be like Craig Sheriffs, followed by Nick Cole on the bright green Kawasaki. Plenty of action. Scotty Moyer going
around the outside.
Real wide, but that's right. In fact, he lost
time.
a couple of places. Something went wrong on the coming out of that corner, and there is Ryan Hampton in 2, 4, 6, 7th place, nipping on Scotty Moyer. Scotty Moyer's coming back there, but not quite, but it is Dennis Charlotte, the early leader. Mate got a flyer of a start on the GSX-R1000 Suzuki Pirelli shod machine. They come round Nanas for the first time. This is a 10-lap race here at Ruapuna.
And here comes
Superbikes races for it.
Here comes Nick Cole making a pass for third place. That's a fantastic move through there. Very difficult place to make a pass.
The important thing is Nick Cole was second in qualifying. Indeed, where is Hayden Fitzgerald? Hayden's way down there in about 8th or 9th place, or is that him in there in 4th? No, it isn't 4th. Sorry, he went through. So Nick Cole trying on the outside of James Smith, the local Honda rider. New bike recently, just in Christmas. He was running an old bike in the first round of the Suzuki Series. He got the new bike, wasn't too happy with the setup, but he seems to have got it sorted. They come round on lap 1. A little bit of a slide maybe from Nick Cole in third place. You see the numbers these guys are running at mostly where they finished in the last year's championship, with the exception of James Smith on number 77. Dennis Charlotte, the fastest man on the track, and opening up a bit of a gap round there as they go out of turn 1. There's probably 20 or 30 minutes. There's a mistake from James Smith, not a big one, but Nick Cole's side by side. They go into Nanas, and in 4th place there it is Hayden Fitzgerald. Now Hayden Fitzgerald's had a second here in the Superbikes about 4 years ago in the Superbike class, the Formula 1 of motorcycling in New Zealand, and he's also took a good second at Whanganui behind Nick Cole, so action aplenty. Looking out, where is Sloane Frost?
Sloane Frost back in 11th place. Now Sloane's riding with a fractured wrist this weekend, courtesy of a big crash at Whanganui, so just to make it out, there's a big effort for Sloane. So I think, you know, any points he can pick up today, he's actually going to be very happy with. Yeah, tough start to the season when you have a crash beforehand, a huge crash. You would have seen it on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, go and Google it in. And apparently that one footage has attracted over 20,000. Look, there's Nick Cole up in on the second place, but doesn't quite get it. He's got it now. He's got it now, yeah. James Smith, he's not going to give up James Smith. So Nick Cole's going, Charlotte's hunting. Charlotte out in the front, Nick Cole followed by James Smith. Then it's Hayden Fitzgerald, and then it's 56, Craig Sheriffs on the Janus-sponsored GSX-R1000, Dunlop tyres as well. Who's out in the front? It's Pirelli, followed by Metzler. And what sort of tyres do you think is number 77, James Smith, running? Oh, that'll be a good question. I honestly couldn't tell what James is running.
Pirelli. Pirelli this year. So fastest man on the track is indeed Dennis Charlotte with a 1:31.541. 0.2 of a second behind him is Nick Cole. James Smith is in the 1:32s, followed by Hayden Fitzgerald. Tony Rees is in 5th place. Scotty Moyer, Craig Sheriffs, Ryan Hampton, Jaden Hassan, Lyndon McGee on the BMW, the sole BMW in 10th. Sloane Frost in 11th. Ray Clee, the Auckland man, followed by Phil Lovett from Australia on the letter P. Aaron Scott, David Hall, Rob Penn out there on the track here at Ruapuna. Now, you might have seen Sophie Lovett and Phil Lovett race at Whanganui. Says, where's Sophie this weekend? Australian citizen, coming out to work in New Zealand for a wee while. And they're enjoying their racing, but she was already booked in to do a triathlon somewhere in Australia, so she'll be at home. Hopefully she's got a Walkman on and listening to the C-Test live coverage, just a commentary. So here we go. What's been happening, Ian?
Nick Cole's moved up quite tight onto Dennis Charlotte, and he's looking for a move around the outside. He's not going to pull it off there, but I'm sure he'll have a lunge into the double left.
And Hayden Fitzgerald's right on the tail of number 77, James Smith. So it's Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki. Plenty of action. No Yamahas in the field. Scotty Moyer's getting a good solid 5th place, followed by Tony Rees, and then number 56, Craig Sheriffs. And then we go back to I can't quite see who that is in 6th place. I think that is Ryan Hampton on bike number 19. Jaden Hassan had a huge crash early December and broke his wrist and his ankle, and hasn't had enough time on the Suzuki GSX-R1000. Moved up on it, and it's just amazing to see him here because he tumble at the coming into the dipper and Hamden down. So going into the turn one, it is Nick Cole's the fastest man on the track by 0.4 of a second. Nick Cole on the Red Devil Racing machine, also sponsored by, among others, Auckland Steel Blasters, Motor Oil, Bike Trans, Formula 1 Engineering, F1 Engineering. That's Steve Bridge and now right here, Lawrence Day, just a private man who likes him and puts a bit of money in. Doug Corden's photography. That is the machine of Nick Cole. Red Devil Racing, Kawasaki, New Zealand, Cycle Talk, the Electric Spider, Locomotion, Metzler and Just Fairings. And a great team to be around, a family team. He won at Whanganui, and the amazing thing about the win is he had his two children there, Kyla and Kyra, are at home sitting there listening on CTAS at the moment. His partner Rachel there. So it was Nick with the two daughters there and his wife, and then the parents were there, and Graham's his father's father, the grandfather was there, 4 generations to Here we go, Nick Cole round on the inside on Charlotte. What a nice clean move.
That's
got
fantastic.
the drive out of the... Charlotte comes back on the inside. What happened there? Did Nick run wide on that second quarter? He got on the inside on the dipper. Mate, that was a brave move. That's a hard place, and Charlotte had no answer for it. I mean, it would have almost fairing touchings, but the skill of these guys is just superb, and they got away with it nice and cleanly. It was a nice clean move. There was 3 changes for the lead in 3 corners. Action at Ruapuna here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit excited, and why wouldn't I? And my name's on that bike out in the front. I need to know that. It looks like Dennis Charlotte's coming through.
Nick's going to hold him out through that turn 1 and turn 2. I think Nick's got the pace through there now. He's given himself a wee break on Dennis, and he'll just put his head down and see if he can get a bit of a gap going on now. I think look for Nick Cole to put in his best effort for the next 2 laps and see if he can break away from the rest of the field.
Hayden Fitzgerald moved up to third, followed by James Smith, but the surprise, well maybe not a surprise, if we saw the fastest man in the first qualifying at Whanganui first practice session, Scotty Moyer, is now the fastest man on the track. Scotty Moyer putting a 1:31.3, so maybe he can get on the back of that 4. He's in 5th place at the moment, the dark black machine. This is an ex-Robbie Bugden machine. Robbie about 4 or 5 times New Zealand champion. Unfortunately, the money wasn't there to come back to New Zealand. Another one missing is legendary 9 times New Zealand Superbike Championship winner Andrew Stroud. Decided to call it a day in August this year. He decided to retire, so it doesn't matter. There's plenty of action on the field for that. There's half the kids in the pits, of course, with the Stroud family missing. But I tell you what, I hope they're sitting at home listening to CTAS, and I'd spend about a half a lap reeling off the kids' names, so I won't be doing that. But hope you're listening to Andrew. Nick Cole's still in the lead. Dennis Charlotte tries up on the inside. Don't discount Hayden Fitzgerald there. Hayden's right on the tail, was the fastest man in qualifying, and of course James Smith there. Scotty Moyer's pulling up there. Like I said, he's the fastest man on the track. He's starting to close in there, and Craig Sheriffs has broken away there. Craig Sheriffs has broken away from Tony Rees, and but he's still well off the pace. Had a huge crash here at the end of the front straight. 6 laps to go, 5 laps down, 6 laps to go, probably 11 laps. I can't count exactly, maybe 10 laps. Doesn't matter. Look at them going into turn 1. There's only about a bike length in it, if that. Is still the Red Devil Racing Locomotion sponsored Kawasaki. Wow, that's a fast machine. That's a fast machine, but there's plenty of other fast machines out there. Hayden Fitzgerald closed up, going to the pothole. He closed up about 6 or 7 bike lengths. They go into the hairpin. It is Cole. Charlotte tries up. Big Nad's going there. Hayden Fitzgerald runs around the outside, trying for the outside line, gets a bit of a drive, and now Scotty Moyer in 5th place is right on the tail of local man James Smith on the Honda. So that's Honda for James Smith and Scotty Moyer, the fastest. He goes round the outside, lines up for an inside there as the flip-flop goes in there, coming in towards Nanas. Doesn't quite make it, but still the fastest man on the track. The race Superbikes here 2 years ago, and a lot of Formula 3 over his years. A motard rider from time to time, and a good man to talk to. And anyway, they all are. Still Nick Cole coming through there. We've got 5 laps to go here at Ruapuna. You got your money on anyone there, Mr. Templeton?
I think looking at the way Nick's riding, I'm probably just about going to have to say that I think Nick can hold this out, but Dennis Charlotte's certainly not going to give it to him easy, and Hayden Fitzgerald, they're going to push him all the way.
Great showing there from Lyndon McGee. Kevin McGee, the former Grand Prix rider from Australia. This is his nephew. And Lyndon McGee had a huge crash at Manfield. There's something like 38 photos in one from one photographer of him tumbling away. The bike was virtually destroyed. Robert Ramshaw from M1 Motorsport spent a lot of late nights rebuilding this bike. Thank you, Moggy, for doing that. Thank you, Lyndon, for coming back there. I was talking before, and I says, how are you getting on with the track? He said, I just need more time. He says, there's nowhere I seem to get it perfectly right, but hopefully he's getting the track time to do it. We're looking out at the lead. They're coming through pothole. Nick Cole by about 2 bike lengths. Dennis Charlotte, he got the drive there. Maybe they can outbreak him, and I'm not even going to call this one. Third place there, Hayden Fitzgerald on the RGM Ross Graham Motors. Talked to Ross to say he's enjoying, he does classic racing as well, car racing, races at Tirana. He's enjoying watching the Superbikes, having followed Hayden Fitzgerald, and of course Hayden Fitzgerald also running in the Superlight class. So Nick Cole on Metzler's, followed by the Pirelli shod bike of Dennis Charlotte, then followed by Hayden Fitzgerald, who will be on Pirelli's. James Smith is there, but Scotty Moyer on Pirelli's too is napping it in his heels, and as I say that, he's trying to get through. We're looking out there too for the dice between Tony Rees and Craig Sheriffs. Scotty Moyer, new lap record. Scotty Moyer, a new lap record for Superbikes here at Ruapuna. How does he say that? He's trying on the outside of James Smith, but can't quite do it. Dennis Charlotte tries to dive up on Nick Cole on there. Dipper there, but doesn't quite do it. Still shows he's not giving up there. None of these guys give up, and Hayden Fitzgerald loses a bit of pace there. Don't know, didn't quite get the drive out there, or maybe these other two guys just got there and got a bit of punch out of the corner. We've got Tony Brown from Underground Brown, one of the main sponsors of Dennis Charlotte there, sitting with his arms folded. I don't think he wants to call that. Big smile on his dial. Good to see him coming here. Good to see him at the track over there. And here we go off the end of the front straight as Charlotte tries that inside line. It doesn't seem to work for people, but nothing in it. Nick Cole going around there. Metzler's Pirelli. I don't think it matters. Cole gets a little bit more drive, but only about a bike length. Now watch Pothole. Pothole, that amazing corner. Pothole contracting over the back towards the speedway by the Powerbuilt Speedway. Oh, mate, this is electric, absolutely electric racing, and Charlotte tries up on the inside, but no, they match perfectly for brakes. I'll tell you who gains on that one as Hayden Fitzgerald closes up. Now, Scotty Moyer's through into fourth place. New lap record for Scotty Moyer a couple of laps ago. He's gone through over and above local man James Smith on number 77. We're still looking out there. Tony Rees is what? Tony Rees is about 54 years old, or maybe 48, something like that. The last man in New Zealand, along with his co-riders, to win a Castrol 6 Hour at Manfield, and he's just ahead of number 56, Craig Sheriffs. We look back there, and I think that is Linda McGee, and followed by the bright orange leathers of Sloane Frost on the M1 on the Suzuki GSX-R 1000 sponsored Fujitsu machine. I know his wife Lexi is sitting at home with their son, young Nixon, there listening on CTAS. She says she just too much biting her fingernails coming to the racetrack. The other thing is they are due to have another baby at the end of the month, so hopefully Lexi's sitting at home, and hopefully Sloane's out there, at least confident he's round there. He should be right up the sharp end of the field, but it doesn't quite happen at the moment. 3 laps to go, and we've still got Nick Cole out in the front. Charlotte's trying for the outside of this line, not quite the speed there. Both of them are evenly matched in speed, but it's all about slipstreaming, and this first corner there, I can't quite see. In fact, it is Nick Cole goes there, but that wasn't for the want of trying by Dennis Charlotte, who tucked up on the inside and side by side. Don't forget, Hayden Fitzgerald's had a second here at the New Zealand Grand Prix a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. He's not losing. Can Charlotte outbreak? And there he is.
There he goes. There he goes, right up the inside into the hairpin. That was a fantastic move by Dennis Charlotte. He's been working on that move the entire race. I've been watching him try and get it in there, and now he's got his head down, and once again, he will try and pull a gap.
Well, now one of the big problems is we're coming across a back marker. Hopefully that back marker can stay out of the way, or the main thing is they've got to hold their line. We don't want them sort of thinking the boys are coming. There are blue flags here, so they know they'll be coming as long as they get out of the way and it all gets through safety. So a big crash there into turn 1 for a bike there. Big cloud of dust there. Ian's just going to grab the binoculars and see if he can have a look. But
the rider's up and walking, okay. So he's fine.
Okay, we're looking out. Nick Cole's in the solid second place, but the back marker coming out of the dipper won't happen right in the dipper, but Dennis Charlotte's going to go try on the inside. Nick Cole gains from that. Dennis Charlotte on the inside, although Nick had to sit back in behind Cole. So lap 2, the white flag will be out here for the first race of the New Zealand Superbike Championship. Superbikes, and oh mate, I'm not going to call it yet, but don't discount number 6 of Hayden Fitzgerald, the fastest man, the pole sitter. Scotty Moore starting to close in on there, but the white flag is out, so I don't think anything's going to happen there. In fact, no, with the back marker, we have Scotty Moyer there in a good solid 4th place, but Scotty Moyer is still the fastest man on the track and set a lap record at 1:30.820, so fastest man in the front, 1:31.155. In fact, 1:31.7 for Dennis and 1:32.2 for Nick. In fact, look at Dennis Charlotte as they go in for the last time into the hairpin. Has got a good lead over Nick Cole. Well, not so much of a good lead because I'm one of the sponsors of Nick Cole. So, yeah, no, it is a good lead. I'm a sportsman as well. And he's just breaking away, mate. He's gone from 30 metres down to about 60. Cole's trying to close up, and Hayden Fitzgerald there. I don't think Hayden can come through, and the dice is on. It looks like James Smith has gone through on Scotty Moyer, but they're still ding-dong there for 4th and 5th.
Absolutely, and Dennis has pulled a decent sort of gap now. If he can just keep his lines nice and tidy, keep a good run through the next section of corners, I think Nick will really, really struggle to catch him.
Maybe he doesn't even think he can do it, so he'll just sit there, because, I mean, you don't want to push away your championship all at this stage. And Dennis Charlotte's a grandfather, been around forever, several times New Zealand 600 Super Sport Championship. There goes Dayton Fitzgerald, trying for that tight line. He doesn't want third place, he wants second place. He's going to have to settle for it. The dice is on for fourth and fifth between number 77, I can't remember it, and number 87, Scotty Moyer. So it's not all over. The drive onto the front straight, the final lap of the first race, the New Zealand Superbike Championship, sponsored by Canterbury Superbike. It is Dennis Charlotte, Nick Cole, and Hayden Fitzgerald seem to back off there. Here we go. It is number 77, James.
And Scotty Moyer into fifth place. That was a good ride from Scotty.
Tony Rees coming through. Where is Craig Sheriff? Here we go. A lap of there, number 7. Craig Sheriff's going there. Sloane Frost almost got him. Sloane Frost almost got him. And Linda McGee was there too. Linda McGee close on his tail. And Ray Clee. Ray Clee had a disastrous season last year. Didn't arrive till the Sunday morning. Last year we only had 2 Superbike races. It was qualifying, and so they turned up and did the warm-up laps and then crashed in the dipper here. Broke his kneecap last year. So Ray Clee, good to see you back here. He's a couple of days earlier this year, and certainly good to see your smiling face back here, and your family as well, and the little dog, the little puppy dog. So Ray Clee was in 10th place, Jaden Hassan in 11th, Phil Lovett, the Australian 12th spot, Aaron Scott, Rob Penn, and David Hall from Te Awamutu in 15th spot. Now Ryan Hampton disappeared off the face of the earth on lap 4. Not too sure what happened to Ryan Hampton. Not even sure. We've got the binoculars maybe. I think that was more than lap 4, I think, that went down, but we're just going to look right at the end. No, it's too far away. I can't quite see it. It is a white bike. In fact, I'd probably say that was David Hall. The important thing is they are up and they are actually riding the bike back, so maybe that is Te Awamutu's bike number 28 of David Hall right off at the end of the front straight. I'd almost